Imagine a country shrouded in mystery, where the outside world knows little of what truly happens inside. A place where strict control over its citizens, the silence of its leaders, and an iron grip on power shape its identity. Welcome to North Korea, a country that has become synonymous with secrecy and intrigue. For decades, the Hermit Kingdom has remained one of the most isolated places on Earth, leaving the world to speculate about the life within its borders. But what if we could pull back the curtain and step inside? Today, we venture deep into North Korea, exploring its hidden world, its politics, its people, and the myths that surround it. A glimpse of the regime, the Kim dynasty. At the heart of North Korea's mystery is the Kim family, whose rule stretches back to the founding of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, in 1845-1948. The legacy of Kim Il-sung, the country's founding leader, lives on through his son Kim Jong-il, and now his grandson, the current ruler, Kim Jong-un. The Kim dynasty's grip on power is unlike any other, a rare example of a dynastic dictatorship in the modern era. The country is built around the cult of personality, where the leaders are revered almost as deities, and their images adorn every corner of the nation. But this dynasty's hold over North Korea is not just about worship, it's about control. The leader's word is law, and their vision shapes every aspect of life in the country, from the media to education to the way citizens are expected to behave in public. The Iron Fist, a totalitarian state like no other. North Korea operates under one of the most totalitarian regimes in the world. The government controls nearly every aspect of its citizens' lives, from what they can say, to what they can watch, and even who they can associate with. In fact, there is little to no freedom of expression in the country. The state-run media only reports government-approved information, creating a uniform narrative that glorifies the regime and isolates North Koreans from the outside world. The secret police monitor citizens constantly, watching for any signs of dissent or deviation from the party line. Freedom of movement is also severely restricted, with the population required to stay within their designated areas. Travel outside the country is forbidden for most, and the few who do leave face the constant fear of never being allowed back in. The military-first policy, the heart of the nation. One of the most striking aspects of life in North Korea is the military-first policy, or Songun, which places the armed forces at the center of the country's politics and economy. This ideology stems from the belief that military strength is the cornerstone of the nation's survival, particularly given its history of tensions with the South and the West. North Korea's military is massive, with an estimated 1.2 million active duty soldiers and over 7 million reservists, making it one of the largest armies in the world. The country is also notorious for its nuclear ambitions, having conducted several nuclear tests over the years, despite global condemnation. The military's influence permeates all aspects of life, and the country's military parades are a testament to the regime's pride in its military might and its ability to project power on the world stage. But behind the displays of strength lies an unpredictable regime that uses the military to maintain its dominance over the population. Inside Pyongyang, a city of contrasts. Step into the capital of North Korea, Pyongyang, and you'll find yourself in a city of contrasts. Pyongyang is a beautiful, modern city, in some ways boasting wide boulevards, grandiose monuments, and imposing government buildings. It is also home to some of the country's most lavish displays of wealth, such as the Ryugyong Hotel, a towering structure that dominates the skyline, yet remains largely unoccupied. Kumsusan Palace of the Sun, the resting place of Kim Il-sung, stands as a symbol of reverence for the country's leader, as does the Arch of Triumph, which rivals the one in Paris. But look beyond the grandeur, and you'll notice a different reality. Tourists are kept in tightly controlled areas, with minders watching their every move. Ordinary North Koreans live in far less luxury, often facing shortages of basic goods and limited access to modern amenities. While Pyongyang may look impressive to outsiders, the everyday life of its residents tells a much different story. The Great Wall of Secrecy, Information Control. North Korea is one of the most information-starved nations in the world. The regime has created an almost impenetrable barrier between its citizens and the outside world. Internet access is tightly controlled, and most citizens have no access to the global web. Instead, they are limited to an internal intranet, a state-approved system that only provides access to government-approved websites and content. Life under the Kim regime, the people's struggles. Despite the regime's lavish displays of power, the people of North Korea face harsh and difficult lives. Poverty and food shortages are a reality for many, especially outside of Pyongyang. The famine of the 1990s left a lasting impact, with millions of North Koreans dying from hunger and malnutrition. While the government continues to spend heavily on the military and nuclear weapons development, the basic needs of its citizens are often neglected. Many North Koreans struggle to access even basic medical care, and the country's healthcare system is far from adequate. The regime's grip on the people is maintained through fear, but also through a deep sense of loyalty and indoctrination. For many, questioning the government is unthinkable. The ideological training that begins in childhood, combined with constant surveillance, ensures that dissent is kept to a minimum. However, there are signs that the people are beginning to resist in small ways. Smuggling of foreign media, defections, and secret communication with the outside world show that cracks are beginning to form in the tightly controlled society. The military-industrial complex, a country built on isolation. One of the most striking features of North Korea is its self-reliant economy. Built on the principle of Yucha, a state ideology of self-sufficiency, developed by Kim Il-sung. The country's military-industrial complex dominates the economy, with large portions of resources dedicated to the production of weapons and missiles. While the people suffer from food insecurity, the regime continues to funnel vast amounts of money into developing its nuclear arsenal. Despite the country's isolation, black market trading plays a significant role in the economy, with goods such as food, medicine, and technology being smuggled into the country through China. North Korea's pursuit of military power has led to international sanctions, yet it continues to defy the global community, strengthening its weapons program with a defiant attitude. The regime's obsession with military strength has led to a deeply militarized society, where every citizen is expected to contribute to the country's defense in some way. The thrill of defection, escaping the hermit kingdom. For many, the idea of defection is a dream, escaping the clutches of the Kim regime and reaching a freer life. However, defecting from North Korea is incredibly difficult, risky, and dangerous. Defectors must navigate landmines, barbed wire, and surveillance to escape into China or other neighboring countries. Even if they do manage to cross the border, the journey to freedom is far from guaranteed. Many defectors face trauma, torture, and the constant fear of being caught. However, those who make it to South Korea or other nations often find hope and a chance to rebuild their lives. The stories of these defectors, often told in underground media or through interviews, shed light on the stark contrast between life in North Korea and the world beyond. The curtain remains closed. North Korea stands as one of the world's most secretive nations, its people watched, its leaders unchecked, and its future uncertain. While hints of change quietly stir beneath the surface, the regime's grip remains tight. For now, it's a closed world where past and present blur behind a wall of mystery and control. Thank you for taking this deep dive into the world of North Korea. If you found this topic as fascinating and mysterious as we did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated on more stories from the world's most secretive places